Good morning and welcome back to the Football Terrace. Thank you so much for tuning in as ever. Do me a big favor, hit that like button, hit the share button, hit all the buttons, hit everything. It's heating up. Of course, big shout out first thing to Flex and of course Mark Goldbridge at the United Stand. They had man like Harry on their show last night, and we know that Harry Pinero is very close to Jadon Sancho. We'll get this out the way straight away. You know, I think people like that know what's going on. They clearly have dialogue with the player. He is confirmed, and you'll know this already because I know you will watch the United Stand. If you don't, go and subscribe. As a YouTube fraternity, we need to help each other move forward and develop. But he has confirmed that his friend and someone who's very close with Jadon Sancho's move to Manchester United is done. There is talk of the deal going through over the course of this weekend. It's happening, though. Still big rumours, as we mentioned last night, that Jadon Sancho will actually play in Man United's opening Premier League game on the 19th of September against Crystal Palace. I'm personally hoping and praying that goes through and that happens, because that's what I want as a fan. We'll see if that comes to fruition, but for me, I think there's a distinct possibility that it could go through in that way, in that shape, and in that form. And another report this morning that I read is that Manchester is from Andy Brent, who says Man United are close to a deal for Alex Telles, which I think is a real interesting one, because there's a lot of people out there that think, how do I put this? I want to get this right. That United are desperate for a new left back. They want a new left back. There was a report yesterday, I think, that Luke Shaw is still going to be the preferred choice under Oli. But there's so much traffic and so much noise around the new left back coming in. I get a sense that something is going to happen. Look at it. Look at the anger from rivals in the comments. We absolutely love to see this. Genuinely, for me, it's just brilliant. Thank you for the anger. Someone here says Terry loves his own voice more than he loves Man United. I mean, listen, I do 2 or 3 YouTube videos a day, and yes, you have to hear my voice when I do it. It's pretty hard to make YouTube content without talking. If I'd have been smarter as a kid and learned sign language, then maybe I could do it that way. But remember, your insults have zero effect on my psyche, bro. Let that sink in. Terry Juan Roberto tweeted about an agreement today morning. Juan Roberto. Who's Juan? Send me a link. Let me have a look. I don't know who Juan Roberto is. Is that a real person? I don't know. I don't know who that is. Genuinely. Juan, let me search this guy out. Juan Roberto. Is that a real person? Oh, this dude. With really? I don't know. What is he tweeted? Breaking news. In the early hours of this morning, I've been in contact with agents and legal teams of both sides who are very close to Jadon Sancho. No disrespect. Clubs might work all hours. Agents might work a lot of hours. There's no lawyer that's working on this deal at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning today, like now. That ain't happening. Lawyers ain't doing that. Lawyers are like, right, it's 5 o'clock. I'm going golf club. I'm going for a G&T. I'll be back in the morning. If it was deadline day, maybe. But yeah, there's no lawyers working on that at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. No disrespect, Juan. I don't believe it. I don't believe it whatsoever in relation to that. But there we go. Look at everyone kicking off in the comment section. Oh, it makes me laugh. I love it. Let's do some more of these comments. Which team do you support, Terry? I'm a Manchester United fan. If you're new to the channel and don't know that, that's strange, but that's who I support. Nick Morris says, Terry, do you want some chips today with vinegar? As there is plenty of salt dripping about. Yeah, do you know, it's true, mate. There is so much salt. Honestly, Honestly, it's mad. I'm worried. I'm worried about all the fish in the sea, bruv. I'm worried about all the little fishies in the sea dying because man are taking that salt, bruv. There can't be enough salt left on Earth when you take away the amount of salt in these comments from rivals. Oh, you're getting Sancho. It's not fair. Ah! That's all I see. You know when a little kid is kicking off at a supermarket because somebody else has got what they want? It's brilliant. Look at this comment. Yes! This is the comment we've been waiting for. This is from Big Joe. You know when someone says their name's Big Joe, that either means they got problems or it means they're tiny, innit? Like proper small, like fit in your pocket level. He says 120 million for a stat merchant in the German league will be crap in the Prem. That's a fact. Yes! Yes! Bro, suck it up. Take it. Oh, wow. Someone here said, have you seen Cobra? Of course I've seen Cobra Kai, man. Of course. Karate Kid is one of my things. Karate Kid along with Rocky, that's the one. I love this game. British press are rubbish. Listen to Fabrizio Romano. Listen, I don't care really. I care enough to talk about the stories that the British press and the foreign press put out. Do you know what I care about? In the cold light of day, the deal happens. That's it. That's all I care about. Bryce here, the super chat says, can't wait for Sancho to be announced and then do a Terry laugh at the hater's face. Yes, Bryce. My guy, Bryce. That is what you do. A lot of George Hock here, George Hock, whose comment smells a lot like a word that rhymes with his surname here. He says, it's 180 million, bro. It's 180 million. Yeah, bruv. Cool. Now, you know what? It's just like it's 300 million. 300 million pounds for Jadon Sancho. Let's go. Let's hike it up. Let's add inflation for 10 years' time. Let's do whatever we need to do. Let's do whatever we need to do to make this deal sound less appealing to Man United fans. Because you know what we think? Listen, we know you're rattled, bruv. Rattled, bruv. You're so rattled. Rattled. Do you know what I mean? All I see from rival fans is like, nah, I ain't having that. I am not having it. Nah, not having it. Man United getting Sancho, 108 mil, all them goals. The chance. Nah, I'm not having it. Not having it. 300 million. Oh, no, it's not happening. That's you. You're panicking. You're worrying. You know what's coming. I love it. Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. This is the one I love here as well, right? This is from Galacticus Pro, who says Sancho, 109 million. Havertz, 62 million. Yes! 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 I love that comment. Do you know why I love that comment the most? Why that is the most special, magical, beautiful comment? One, Kai Havertz was 72 million pound up front, plus add-ons that are rising it to 90, right? Listen to what everyone goes, got to listen to like the Fabrizios of this world because the Fabrizios are the most knowledgeable. United are going to pay between 80 and 90 million up front. The rest is going to be the same type of add-ons that Chelsea have got for the Kai Havertz deal. So one, you're lying about the overall price of Havertz. Second, you're lying about the initial price for Havertz. And you're discounting and you're putting our add-ons together with our initial paying price for Jadon Sancho. Just because you're sad, just because you're angry, just because you're crying. I love this game. Oh, it's brilliant. Oh, wow. Wow. Super, mate, this ain't even super salty. This is like, honestly, if you were to consume this salt that is being thrust upon us this morning, you'd have a stroke. 10 minutes. You're literally sitting there, left-hand side's not working, face is slurring. If you consume that much salt, your brain would implode. It's amazing. Oh, Bush, 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 Bush. I love it. Right, here we go. Mr. Patel, he says, Terry loved the show and was listening to the United, Arsenal and Chelsea debate, but won't underestimate Spurs because Jose Mourinho is there to solely prove he is still there with Pep and Klopp. It's a fair point, mate, and I respect your opinion on that one, bro. By the way, everyone tuning in, smash the like button for me. You can call up via Skype. Skype lines are open. I want to hear from you this morning. Morning, Terry. Sancho on his way. A question mark from Liam, one of my members. Lucy Galbraith. Lucy Galbraith's here early. What's going on? Says, we will have him for Palace. I hope so. Timothy here says, football salt is cardiac arrest inducing. It is, bruv. It is. John here says, Sancho going to United is like Partey going to Arsenal. Never going to happen. Judd Smith! Judd Smith! Yes, Johnny Smith! Yeah, do you know what? One of Sancho's best friends thinks it's pretty much over the line. The press is unilaterally in agreement that the agent fees and salaries and everything have been negotiated and done in recent days and weeks. United are doing all that just not to submit to Dortmund's demands. That's what they're going to do. I mean, it's just great. You believe that? The Arsenal Partey element, I get. I love it. Terry, I swear most of these clowns don't understand how quotation marks work. I know, bruv. And I just take it on the chin all the time. I love it. I love it. You know, I absolutely love it. And I'm literally, both my title this morning include quotation marks. People don't know. That's why I don't bother half the time. You can include quotation marks. You can include, let's say you can do quotation marks. You can include question marks. You can include emojis. You can literally in brackets have it's a report, it's a rumor that you think you're debunking it. Whatever you put in, people ignore that and criticize anyway. So just do that, and that's life. People are if people don't like you, you get criticized anyway. So just do you, do what makes you happy, do what's best for you, and ignore people. If people's criticism of you is never balanced, it isn't worth listening to ever. It's coming from a place of hate. It's coming from a place of jealousy. It's coming from a place of envy. And people that suffer those degrees of emotions to such epic proportions that they lose all sight of subjectivity, they lose all sight of reality, they lose all sight of balance. They are not worth the steam off your piss. Even the steam off your piss is not worthy of them. Or they're not worthy of that, more like, sorry. So ignore them because they are no marks. They are literally nothing. They're less than the splashback you get when a big turd falls out your ass into the toilet. Do you get what I mean? They're less than that splashback, bruv. So just laugh at them. Laugh at them. Simple as that. Terry, what's the Tellus news? The Tellus news is quite simple, that he's reportedly close to a move to Manchester United. What I love about the Tellus news, the Reguilon move, is the kind of debate that it puts up. In relation to people only really then want to talk about the situation with Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw is good enough. I don't want to see him go. For me, I'm really up for it. I'm very much up for I'm very, very much up for Man United bringing in a new left back. I hope that one of these pieces of news about Reguilon or Alex Telles is true, and that they're close to coming in. I think it will create great competition for Manchester United, and push us in the right direction. Let's do some more comments here. Terry, what's the Tellus news? Okay, I've just gone through that. People saying it's fake news. Just reacting as a fan base. Big up Terry, mate. 200k subscribers incoming. I hope so, bro. I hope so. That'd be very, very nice for us to achieve that. We're very close. I haven't actually checked today, but we're nearing on in, and we're getting closer and closer and closer to the magical 200k mark. So it's going to be amazing. Kai now joins us on the line. Kai, welcome back, mate. How you doing?
Yo. Good morning, Terry. Good morning, chat.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good. Just woke up. I have annual leave today, so
nice. That's nice, man. Nice bit of leave, nice bit of rest. I want to ask you about fans here. We kind of know. I know you're very sensible Chelsea
No issue.
fan. So
No
we know the
sense.
news is the news. We know these deals are close to happening.
Yep.
Why do you think there's so much bile and frustration from Man United rivals about this news? Sort of, and you saw that one Chelsea fans comment, or you heard that Chelsea fans comment, playing down how much they paid for Kai Havertz, but elevating how much United are paying for Sancho. Yep. You've got Arsenal fans that don't want to believe it's going to. Why do you think there's this saltiness out there?
Because like when I said that thing that how a poor man shouldn't tell a rich man how to spend his money, right? Because at the end of the day, every time clubs who can spend money, they're going to get, thinking about it logically, right? Like if you see your friend buy a nice car, right?
Yeah.
Or somebody that you don't know, you're obviously going to be jealous because you wanted the same thing, but you can't afford it. So you start saying, that car, that car, but I heard it breaks down fast. You'd always find something, to try to take away from their joy because you can't find joy yourself.
Yeah, mate, I think that's a very good way of looking at it. You know what I mean? I've got a family member like that. When anyone in our family does something good, they always look for like the negative in it, and this isn't good, or that ain't great, or no, that's rubbish. And it's massively frustrating because it's sort of like family wise, it creates like not problems, that'd be the wrong way around it, but you sort of, why are you so negative all the time? And you're right. What it comes down to and what it stems down to is the fact that they're jealous and they're angry and they're upset that they don't have what. They haven't got what everybody else has got, and it frustrates them massively. It really, really does.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree. By the way, everyone tuning in, I need you to refresh your streams. There's a new Football Terrace YouTube channel that's been launched, the Clips channel. More and more clips are going to be added to it moving forward. If you refresh the stream right now, the link to subscribe to that channel, the Clips channel, is going to be in there. There's a few clips up on there at the moment. More are going to go up over the course of the next few days. KJ is sort of running that for us. So go and support that. Refresh this stream right now, and the link to the Football Terrace clips is within that. So please do that for us. It means a great deal to us for you to go and subscribe to that. It really, really does. When do you expect on these deals, United's new left back and potentially Man United bringing in Sancho? Yeah. When do you think these deals will happen?
Hopefully never, but knowing like it's probably going to happen because you guys, I know this week you're not playing, right? Like you're playing next week, right?
Yes.
So it could be before that, but you know how United operate better than me. They're probably going to leave it to the last day, to save a few pennies, which isn't bad, I did that a few times myself with deals, so you never know. But at the same time, I think United should try to finalize these deals as fast as possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I actually think that we will. I think that if we're going to bring these deals in, I think they'll happen now before the beginning of the season. I really do. And if they don't, then that's when I'll start to have a bit more of a frustration with.
At least the Telles one should be pretty quick because he's been wanting to leave for quite a while now, and his agents basically offering him for Chelsea, offering him for these teams. So I think it's just a matter of bedding for him, getting everything done with the agent fees, and then just him moving and settling in Manchester. So I don't think it's going to be the bit more complex one is the Sancho one because you have to deal with the legal fees, right? You have to deal with the agent fees.
No, I agree with that. What my hope is with the Sancho deal is that in this sort of month or so period that we've had where it's been fairly quiet, that's all been handled, and United they know what they need to pay Dortmund. They know what Dortmund are going to accept. They get the bid in. What they should be doing is getting their ducks in a row. So actually in the cold light of day, it will become a very quick process once the official bid is made. And I think that's also why, whenever you see a deal that goes through really quickly, generally speaking, it's because either it's not a big deal or it's because a lot of the work's already been done. I remember I was watching All or Nothing yesterday, and you heard Daniel Levy talking to Christian Eriksen about how 20 million euros in the grand scheme of things for him to go to Inter Milan is actually a very small deal, relatively speaking. So it shouldn't be, so it shouldn't be too much to hold things up. And he alludes to the fact that if you had 3 years left on your contract and it was a big sort of 60, 70, 80 million pound deal, these things take ages because there's a lot more to negotiate. Like every little percentage in terms of, a sell-on, say you've got a sell-on clause of 5%. A deal that's worth, a deal that's worth. There could be a secondary party that's got a sell-on clause of 5%. That changes things massively. This is why the Zaha deal is always so complex for Palace to do, because Man United have a 25% sell-on clause. So the more money they get, the more money that comes to Manchester United. So what they try to do is push the envelope further with the deal because they know they're losing. So if they only get like 30 million for him, they're losing 25% of that. So they try and get 50, 60 million. So they can, so although they're still losing a big percentage, they're getting what they want for the player still. And, you know, as I say, so the bigger the deal, the more complex it is, the more agents the fees go up. You know, because agents and intermediaries generally to get paid a percentage. So it's a case of, well, if they get paid a percentage, oh my God, you know, Dortmund might look at it and go, oh, you know, we're going to lose 8% of this to an agent. We're going to lose 10% of this to an intermediary.
Lawyers, don't forget the lawyers.
Lawyers on what they're earning. So they will always try and push the price higher so that they're actually the cost is being covered directly or indirectly. And that's why the Pogba deal was so high. Pogba's deal was massive. One of the reasons was because there was an agreement between Juve and Mino Raiola that Mino Raiola would land 40% of the transfer fee. So the reason that they kept on pushing for the transfer fee to be so high is because they had to give 40% of it to Mino Raiola. And it's like, well, and that's why this lie got predicated that Man United paid Mino Raiola. Now they did indirectly, but the money went into Juve. The Juve had to pay the guy. So United, but if Juve didn't have that deal with Mino Raiola, Pogba would have cost about £50 million. And that's why these deals protrude and take so long, because there are so many little intricate details behind the scenes that take a lot to sort out. And imagine there's a player that you value at £50 million. That's their quality as a player. But because of a clause they've got with the selling club, the agent takes 40%, but the club still wants their 50 million. That means the deal's going to go higher. You as a football club need to be prepared to pay that. You then need to work out ways from a commercial standpoint to be able to make that money back. That's where all the legal matters come in. And it helps if the player you're buying is sponsored by some of the same people that you're sponsored by. But you have to work it out. Because if you end up paying 20, 30 million pounds above the market value because of clauses, it then means you have to recoup it in another way. These deals can't happen with the click of the fingers. And I think that once fans understand this, maybe they'll be less stressed. But there we go. Bro, I have got to go. I've got something I've got to jump onto at 9:30. But listen, thank you very much for coming on as ever, Kai. Everybody who's tuned in, thank you. Super chat here says, something must be wrong. Terry Hazard crackled for over 10 minutes. Love this game. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, take care of yourselves. God bless, and we'll see you all again very, very soon. Peace!